But I think it's really important for people to kind of tell these stories, because if it helps, you know, a younger version of myself say that, you know, it's okay. Even if you do lose your eyesight, it's not going to stop you from climbing. You're going to be able to find a way. That's a really important message to share.
I'm Tamara Lunger. I'm from South Tyrol, Italy, the Dolomites. Very beautiful. I'm a mountaineer, but not only. I feel myself more and more than like an adventurer, and maybe the expression soul mountaineer is quite good for me, because lately I needed to search a new balance, and there is the soul, the inner world, and the mountain, the physical, the outer world. So I think this is quite a good expression for me.
And I'm Jesse Dufton, based in the UK, not far from the Peak District. Primarily a climber, mostly trad, but all disciplines, so trad, sport, ice, bit of bouldering, not very good at bouldering. I think that probably the thing that people should probably know is that I'm blind. I can't see my hand. And yeah, I've been lucky enough to be involved with Tamara on some really cool things that we did for GORE-TEX in Rjukan in Norway. Tamara, this is your first time at Kendal. How's it been for you? Are you excited for the rest of the festival?
Yeah, it's absolutely great, because I never had something like this. There is so much wood in this location, and I love it so much. There is a nice energy, a warm-hearted energy, and I just feel great here. So Jesse, why and when did you start your outdoor sport career?
So I kind of have two answers for that, I suppose. I started when I was really young. So my dad was a keen climber, and he took me basically as soon as I could walk. And at that point, like, I could see, but my eyesight was terrible. So I kind of got a very early introduction to the outdoors. But I guess the reason I say I had two bites of the cherry was when I lost my sight in kind of my mid-20s, I almost had to go back and relearn how to climb without using my eyes. So I kind of almost had like two introductions to the outdoors, if I'm honest. Yeah.
But it was that you stopped in the middle, or?
So I never really stopped. But there was a period where I stepped away from leading like rock climbs. I never thought I was going to give up climbing completely, but leading, placing the gear, especially on trad, that took a while for me to kind of build my confidence back up and the systems to be able to do that. That took a while. There was a good, I'm not sure, 4 or 5 years maybe, where I went out, but I wasn't doing much leading. Mm-hmm. And it took time to kind of build that confidence back up. Yeah. And Tamara, I think you started in the outdoors quite young as well. How did you start?
Yeah, let's say my childhood was basically outdoors, summer and winter, and then my father was a mountain bike rider, and we went with him to the races every weekend, and I saw all this, and I just said, I want to become a sportswoman. But I didn't know which sport, but of course sport played a big role in my whole life since I was a kid. How did GORE-TEX told you about me, or how was this process?
So GORE-TEX didn't really say very much about you. They just said that we've got this project called Breaking Trails, where we're trying to pair athletes who come from very different backgrounds and to see kind of what synergies get made when we put these two people with different experiences together. And they told me that you're a high-altitude mountaineer, and basically left it at that and left me to do kind of my own research. And I was like, all right, okay, well, she must be good at ice climbing. She must be. It might not be her speciality, but she must be. So yeah, I think that was the thing that I was thinking when the kind of the seeds were being sown for making the film. I was like, right, what's she like on ice? Yeah.
Yeah. It's curious, because also with me was the same thing, and I was so wondering how this would be, because of course I never climbed with a blind person, and I don't want to say that I was afraid, but it was kind of, oh, let's see. Hopefully not.
How's this going to work?
Yeah, exactly. Because I saw one time in the climbing gym in Bozen, I saw one time an athlete climbing with the instructor and also with these microphones. And this was the only time. And I said, yeah, but if I need to tell him where to place the ice screw or where to put the ice axe, it's hard for me to explain. So how I can do?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I was. Don't worry, you did amazing. It was. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's really interesting when you meet someone and like, obviously, guiding a blind climber is not Tamara's speciality, but there's all these other skills that you've picked up from your outdoor mountaineering career more generally that I think really play into it. The ability to communicate clearly and quickly under pressure is totally critical. So yeah, I think that, yeah, even if you didn't have any experience, yeah, it was perfect.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, my whole point of view for blind people changed, because already when we walked up and you didn't need any help, so you just listened to the steps and you just followed me without having a stick, without having anything. This for me was so eye-opening, and it's amazing because I never saw a blind person like this before. So it showed me also that it depends on your willpower and on your conscious decision. I want to have a certain life, and the normal or the other blind people, they maybe are happy in their comfort zone, but that's why I appreciate even more that you did this awesome and courageous decision to step out this comfort.
I think it was a really big thing for me to not let the fact that I'd been, dealt this hand of cards that meant my eyesight just faded away, to not let that be a reason to separate me from the outdoors and this whole realm that had given me so much joy over the years. I didn't want, that fate to get in the way of that. So I often hear the phrase, if you can't see it, you can't be it, which is kind of ironic for me, right? But I think it's really important for people to kind of tell these stories, because if it helps, a younger version of myself say that, it's okay. Even if you do lose your eyesight, it's not going to stop you from climbing. You're going to be able to find a way. That's a really important message to share.
Yeah, and for me, it is. I think that we should not lose this connection to nature, and I feel it somehow like my mission to bring this to the people, because we came from Mother Nature, and whenever the technology takes us over and we lose the connection to nature, I think the human being is no more the human being, is becoming something else. And this is very important to me, and for that we need to inspire the people to go outside, to go outdoors, to go out of the comfort zone, to feel themselves again even more, and also this connection to nature, which is not something dangerous. Okay, it can be, but normally is not something which is dangerous to us. So we need to preserve this with all our energies, I think.